Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Lion Plays The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. First off, I just want to apologize because a couple of episodes, I think we ran them last time, so we're due for an Eden run. A couple of episodes got lost to a weird audio issue that was not actually related to OBS. It was actually an issue to do with my microphone. Hopefully I've ironed it out. It's been a nightmare for recording stuff and mouth-based injury lately, but man, hopefully this is the end of that. 2XDB-MS96. Red candle in the wafer, with a hematemesis pill to start, and infestation, not in love with it, but the seed apart from that is fantastic. Two really, really good items. Red candle solving any damage-related problems you might start with, and the wafer, obviously, defensively, one of the best items in the game. So I got a lot of tweets and messages that were like, hey, scumbag, stop uploading episodes out of order. Well, what actually happened is that two episodes that I thought were fine had absolutely inaudible, basically, like, it was not audible. You don't want to listen to those videos. It wasn't just like, oh, there's a little bit of crackle. It was like, yo, for real, these are not acceptable to even upload. So that's why it appears that there was stuff out of order. And it's not really out of order. Those were the next ones in the order. There's just no way to upload them. So yeah, you missed out on the video where I lost twice, which sucks because, you know, I know a lot of people really like to see those episodes, and it was a fun episode in spite of that. And you know, a lot of my commentary is like, well, what I did on the last episode is this, and then you're like, well, what are you talking about? There was no last episode. In the last episode, you were totally different. It was prior to wisdom teeth surgery. It doesn't matter. Anyway, hopefully we never run into that issue again, but I think that's basically my indicator. Thank you for walking into the fire there. It's my indicator that I need a new microphone, probably, which is good news. It's good news for you. It's good news for me. I bought this microphone 3 years ago now, over 3 years ago, for my Let's Play of Dark Souls, and it served me well, but, you know, the standards on YouTube have changed. It's time for me to probably get a little bit more of a professional audio setup. You know, people are, they deserve good sound quality. I think I provide good sound quality. I get complimented on it from time to time, but it could definitely be better. It's, you know, the time has come to upgrade to, you know, slightly more professional standpoints, I guess, or perspectives. Anyway, that's the administrative stuff, and of course, as usual, my apologies for the issues that prevented those Isaac episodes from being uploaded. As always, I would like to point out it's definitely more annoying for me than it is for you. I know, you know, a lot of people enjoy these videos, of course, and I'm extremely thankful for that, but also, it's my livelihood, and to have, like, a third of a work day, basically, that you did, just all of a sudden be like, that doesn't count. It's a frustrating feeling no matter what you do. Anyway, let's put that behind us and move along here. At least, you know, it's not like we're redoing those videos. We're making like an entirely new thing here. And I'm still, you know, playing video games, and I'm playing Isaac. Rebirth potentially being my favorite, or at least one of my favorite games of all time. So it's not like it's a real drag to play more of it. I was going to be playing more of it anyway. This run so far, especially with that synth oil pickup, is really, really stellar. I mean, this is what the Eden runs are wild cards, but this is what you want. You want high damage, good survivability. I can't stress enough that we started with 3 HP. Normally on an Eden run, you can only choose like 2. You can have good damage, good item, like a miscellaneous item, or good survivability. We got good survivability, a good miscellaneous item in the wafer, and a really good damage upgrade as a result of blue candle. And now synth oil giving us the extra tears upgrade and small rock as well is really, really good. So we're well ahead of the curve for where we need to be, and the only thing that's dangerous is that it's not guaranteed that we get a deal with the devil here because we have no spirit heart, but this could change that right here if we're able to get into this shop and buy one. But we gotta not take damage against the spiders. Easy enough. And that'll do that right there. I would love to be able to get Mom's key. If we can't get it, we can't get it. It's much more important for us, I think, to be able to snag the deal with the devil. Because that's like our momentum basis for the rest of the game. And Larry Jr. is not going to be a problem at all. But this is where things will get more interesting once we, you know, see what we get from this deal, move on to the next floor. Thank God I bought that Spirit Heart. Should have taken care of that neutral fly a long time ago, but that's okay. Jesus Juice, another good damage pickup. And free guppy item. Not looking like we're going to get a free guppy item. Nothing at all. All right. So actually, no devil precedent in the least. Instead, we'll head down to the next floor where We're going to hope for some good momentum here. We got to get a deal with the devil or a deal with the angel early if we're going to start to, you know, have any realistic hopes of making good progress on that. Because, you know, there's all sorts of things that can siphon usefulness off of a deal with the devil and cause inefficiencies, if you will. That was not a good place to stand. Krampus tax red chest deals like the ones we just saw there. No bad trip. Okay, that's fine. We're on no spirit hearts now. Even though we have Curse of the Unknown, it's fairly easy to remember that because we only had one spirit heart in the last situation, and both of our tinted rocks have not paid out with spirit hearts thus far, which I feel bad. Dangerous there. I feel bad complaining about because one of them was small rock, but you know, it's a trade-off. We lose a little bit of that extra protection for those deals, but we gain a lot of damage. It's probably a good trade-off, at least right now, but we can't get it. Oh, you know, I think I had half of a heart missing, so I don't think I took damage on this floor that would preclude me from getting a deal with the devil necessarily. But I think I came down here with, you know, already being missing a little bit. That's just too juicy of a target to pass up, but I kind of messed it up a little bit there. Hopefully this takes care of that a little bit more easily, and still a couple of these guys. How do I feel about my best friend? I think it's one of the more interesting items in the game to talk about, but okay, we gotta do this better. I feel like it's one of the more interesting items in the game to talk about, but I don't actually love it that much. A lot of people, I wouldn't say they're huge fans. You know, no brimstone levels of adoration, and probably no brimstone levels of hatred either. But I think sometimes I'm like, what's important for me and Isaac is predictability. I need the enemies to be predictable. And sometimes my best friend, or, sorry, punching bag, I always get the names wrong for those. But that's a really good secret room. Sometimes this makes enemies more unpredictable, which can lead to a little bit of extra damage in certain situations. So it doesn't make sense to buy the 9-volt, but I'm going to do so anyway, in case we end up getting enough high damage on our tiers that we're like, you know what, we can get rid of red candle and pick up whatever we want, basically. For a spacebar item, if we have like a better option show up at some point. Really hoping for a magic mush. That's okay. Telepills didn't really fuck with us there. That was a really dangerous thing to do. I wouldn't recommend that if you're playing this seat along with me. Hopefully that's a good red candle shot. Really the thing with red candle, it's placement and timing. You want that shot to... It's placement and speed, I guess. You want the shot to not only hit them, but then spend like as much time on their center of mass as possible, and that really worked out for us there. Cat of Nine Tails, another amazing damage upgrade, but it doesn't really do much for us. That was a little dangerous. It doesn't really do much for us apart from that, but that's still great. It's still a good item. Am I gonna take Bob's Brain? I'm still on the fence. The Tammy's Head pickup at least gives me a chance of getting Guppy in the future, something we haven't really been able to swing. I mean, Guppy's Head plus 9-volt is okay. I think I am going to roll with this. Red Candle's been great, but our damage is good enough that, you know, I'm kind of in a luxurious position you're not always in with Red Candle, which is that we don't have to rely on it. Instead, we can take this and, you know, I don't know if this is going to be better or going to be worse, but it's going to be more interesting, I think. And with the Nun's Habit, or not Nun's Habit, 9-volt, it does help out. Like, it does work out for us in a way that the red candle was not doing. But you don't want to fall into that, like, sunk cost fallacy where you're like, oh, I'm going to have to take this because I took 9-volt. But still, I think this could be better, especially as our damage increases. You know, red candle's kind of like Blue Baby's only friend. It's going to be the same for the entire game. We got so much time, I figured, like, I might as well look for a second secret room. I think it could be here. There's a couple of different places for it, but yeah, that one seemed perhaps the most likely. And we get a trinket that's at least acceptable for us, I guess. Yeah, this is all right. I mean, as our damage increases, Guppy's Head is gonna get better. Unlike Red Candle, which is like Blue Baby's only friend, it just does the same damage over and over. Okay. I don't really... I mean, I do want to hit up the curse room, but I don't want to hit up the curse room. Not yet, anyway. With Infestation, we can generate a semi-decent amount of flies. We also have a chance at an arcade here, which could be good. With Infestation, we can get maybe a fly army, which which would be helpful for bosses and the like. But for now, we're pretty much on our own with our tiers. But luckily, we've gotten like a damage upgrade from literally every boss fight but one, so I think that's acceptable. I think Pinky Eye is probably mostly a better trinket than Samson's Lock. There's a few trinkets I really default to, and Pinky Eye is definitely among them. Not chief among them, that's probably Liberty Cap, which at this point is probably the only trinket where people are like, oh my god, stop fucking taking Liberty Cap. I can't help it, man. Liberty Cap shows up like once every other run, maybe even like once every 1.5 runs. It's hard to say no to it. As you can see, like our gamble there on Guppy's head is working out okay for us right now. Would like you to fire, yeah, that's exactly a perfect shot. If I could have aimed your shot, I would have put it in exactly the same locations. Thank you for that. Might as well get Hagalah's Rune out of the public consciousness there. I figured it was decent to use it there. Looking for a crawl space. Should have used it on maybe like a big room full of mushrooms, which is also what I want to be buried in. Mario style. Oh, fantastic. So rarely find this just sitting in an item room. Proptosis makes our damage upgrade even that much more fantastic for us. Or makes our tier damage even that much more fantastic. This has the potential to be a really, really amazing run. It also has the potential to go completely off the rails, but we're gonna find out pretty soon, because once we find this boss fight, we've got a good chance of getting a deal with the devil, and maybe for once it'll actually be a viable deal with the devil. I don't really want to pick those up yet, just in case the blood bank ends up paying out too much, like it pays out too quickly. I'd rather keep things a little bit more under control right now, so I can definitely get into that boss trap room. And of course I picked that up by accident, but you know, 1 heart is a little less risky than 2 hearts for now. The Husk just has no chance. This is a bad day to be him. And we'll take safety pin because we have no choice in the matter, and we'll go pick up Guppy's Hairball. If we could actually get... I'll take it. If we could actually get Guppy plus Proptosis, I mean, you could argue that we're in such a good position already, but if we get that, it's seriously over. We get the ability to fly, especially with 9 lives, way too much survivability for the game to compensate, and our flies are already doing so much damage, so being able to generate more of them would just be absurd. Alright, so we're going pretty low here, and there actually is like a very real chance that within the next couple of seconds here we become, well not couple, but the next few seconds we become Guppy. We got a curse room, which is always a decent chance. Fair enough. And then we have a boss trap room, which there's always some chance. And it didn't come true, and that's okay. We still got a bunch of red hearts, which are going to turn into money here. And it's not like we're losing anything by being here. Might even turn into more HP if we get lucky. And the Haunt is just, like, has no chance right now. And on top of this, even with all the backtracking that we have left to do, we're still going to be like a minute and a half ahead of schedule for Boss Rush, which gives us a very, very good chance to make that happen. And we're going to go to our shop as well. We might be a little bit less ahead of schedule than intended as a result of that, but if we can get Hive Mind on our shop here, this is still like, you know, there's potential for greatness still remaining on this floor, despite the fact that it looks like it's all been mined out. And we get a battery charge there. Probably worth the time, considering, you know, those 3 flies can basically kill maybe any 3 enemies. We'll take the Steam Sail. And we took the Spirit Heart as well. Blank Heart is great. I like it. It's more exciting than Guppy's Head, but we don't have any guarantee that we're going to be able to use it yet. And Guppy's Head, I mean, these flies are extremely potent. It's something that I'm going to roll with here because I basically have to. I feel like I have to. Okay, you know what? Can't leave just yet. This might soil Boss Rush for us, but if it does, man. That's okay. You got to learn to let go. I expect that we'll probably get some kind of payout here. We did not, and that's also still fine. Let's head down to the next floor now. We'll get basically back to full health. In the event of catastrophe, we're not going to have, you know, half a red heart to rely upon. And we don't really need an IV bag or a blood bag payout. As nice as it would be, it's very unnecessary for us right now with our current kind of needs and wants. Our SWOT analysis, if you will. Please. Down to the next floor. Alright, Catacombs 2. No, Depths 1. Sorry, Depths 1. And of course, any floor like this, you get a Curse of the Blind when you really need to know what the items are. It happens. We could always end up picking up something that soils our run, but on the NLSS on Monday, We had like a Curse of the Blind where I ended up getting Tiny Planet after having Mom's Knife, not to spoil it. But that still worked out okay. So, you know, that's part of the fun of Isaac. I really like Curse of the Blind for forcing you out of your comfort zone. So that I don't have to force myself out of my comfort zone, you know? And of course, we'll try to tackle like the longest side of the level first. I don't even need to become Guppy. I would independently pay for the ability to fly and the mulligan. Like, if you just wanted to give me that, the opportunity to get both of those, we can, you know, kind of hack together our own Guppy situation here, and I'd be very happy with it. Of course, maybe as compensation for not giving me the package deal, you could give me, like, Hive Mind. I'd pay for it, but at least give me the opportunity to buy it, you know? It's like an amiibo situation. There's very limited stock, but I'm happy to pay the manufacturer's suggested retail price. You know what would be... Game Kid's just not that exciting one way or the other. You know what would be an interesting element in Isaac? And again, when I talk about this stuff, please don't take it as like, I want this to be added to the game. Just in like a game like this, it would be cool if there was an enemy, not an enemy, but an NPC called like the Scalper, and he sold items from the shop or even from the item room, but he sold them at like a ridiculous like 100% markup. So instead of paying like 15 cents for Steam sale, you'd have like a 30-cent Steam sale. That would be interesting. There's Hive Mind on the cheap there, so I'm super happy about that. We might as well trade a bomb for a key. You know, all of these games, and not to say that they're all inspired by like the same set of inspirations, including each other. But I'm glad I found like all the elements of this floor that I can guarantee are here this early. They all have like a shop. They all have like an item room. It would be cool if there was a Scalper, man. That could be like a new mechanic that sets it apart. You'd be like, you know, yeah, it has a shop, but it also has a Scalper. So you can find like decent items, but it's gonna cost you like a lot more. It might be in a more convenient location or something though. Of course we got a little Gish here. I'm heading down to the next floor because basically, I don't know what else is on that floor. Yes, there could have been a curse room, but with like amnesia, I don't trust myself not to get completely lost and throw off my momentum there. We'll come back for that, probably. Oh, we're immediately coming back for that. I didn't want to pick it up right away because those red fires were firing. An apt name for them, I guess. So this is Depths 2, or Necropolis 2. It doesn't really matter. The division isn't as strong as I think it was in Vanilla. What we're going to be focusing primarily on this floor is, I guess, getting out of boss rush if we can do it. And if we can't, we'll probably just do it. Balls of Steel's amazing. Lockdown is pretty terrible, but that's okay. And also, any opportunity that we can find to get a red chest. So a deal with the devil, or just get a Guppy item for that matter. But the deal with the devil is a big one. Charm of the Vampires, probably not. The boss trap room is a big one. Boss rush, not as much, because we're not going to find a deal with the devil item in there. We could find an amazing item, which is why I want to do it, but... Okay, we'll definitely take PhD. This has been a very productive kind of shop for us, man. Or, like, run of shops, I should say. I think we would be remiss if we didn't at least look... Oh, that's pretty good. Look for some tarot cards, just in case we do get the ability to teleport out. You know, we got skulls. There's a red chest in there. Didn't provide me with much. Let's go back and explore. We've got so much time. If I just left right now, it wouldn't feel right. Unfortunately, we're going to need an arcade to get into that boss trap room. I was thinking that maybe we'd get lucky and it would be a secret room adjacent to it, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Nun's Habit has brought Guppy's head back to life here. There's our arcade. I had a feeling there would be one because we've gotten very lucky on this run. Demon Judgment, maybe? Nope. Just regular old blood bank. That's okay as long as it doesn't pay out in the next 2 plays. There we go. And we're fine now. We don't really want to take our V-Bag with us, but I'm happy it paid out. While we're here, why don't we just take the time to explore. Very dumb damage on my part there. Just to point it out for the min-maxers amongst you, yes, with this Lover's card, we could go, and especially considering we're just getting HP back from enemies, we could go play the IV bag and get a lot of money out of it. but I don't really care that much. Like, money now seems kind of like it's no longer even a means to an end for us anymore. It has very little purpose. 1727, still plenty of time. You know what else we've gotten lucky with? Like, we haven't just had a run where all of our shit is concentrated right next to the boss room. That has happened, and I've been very thankful for it. But also, we've just been like moving really quickly. It's not just that we have a lot of damage. Like, we've had really good floor layouts as well for helping us finish this run in time, if that's something, you know, we were interested in doing, which we are gonna be interested in doing, at least potentially here. There's no, you know what, we can use IV bag to get into the boss trap room, so I should probably do that. That's another thing that actually does provide us with some value, I'll admit. I still think it would be cool if the IV bag had a mechanic where sometimes it dropped chests, but not the board game chests, but like, you know, gray chests, iron chests, etc., etc. Doesn't have to drop items. That would be a little too overpowered. Even if it was like a 2% chance. Oh, that's... I don't really want to do it for that. We'll just move on. And I'm not worried about our HP, because I think our HP is going to replenish based on Charm of the Vampire. If not, just enemy drops. That was really fast. That was way faster than even I expected. We had a nice little fly army that helped us out, but still. No deal with the devil is a huge disappointment. I think here we have to go Parasite. You might be saying Ipecac, Ipecac. It's true, but I think the Parasite's a little bit more fun. Ipecac becomes instantly the defining element of any run that it's used on. The Parasite, with Proptosis and, you know, Common Cold, is just going to be funny. Funnier, I think. It's going to lead to a more fun run. And also, you know, we're not generating flies super quickly, but the fact that we can, you know, repeatedly generate flies at all with the 9-volt Guppy's head here is a really nice ability. We'll probably be able to use it like once every 2 or 3 waves. Like, that wave is just going to be a little longer, just based on the fact that Carrion Queen is a part of it. And one wave of flies, it looks like it's not maybe enough to kill any enemy, any boss I should say, but it's real good. We're going to stand pretty much right next to every enemy that we can get close to, because Proptosis does have a damage multiplier that is based on how close you're standing to the enemy. This teleportation on this guy is crazy. He's been moving all over the place. Stay within the same general latitude, please. And actually, I didn't realize this at the time, but Little Gish, what are you doing down here, buddy? Little Gish is a great companion here, because we can actually feel relatively safe while getting close. What I mean by that is, you know, if we slow down the enemy, it's actually much easier for us to get in their face and get that huge damage increase with Proptosis. Although, even at its maximum range, Proptosis is still stupid good, so I'm a huge fan of this item, as you might expect. I got hit and didn't generate any flies, I think, from Infestation. That's like the whole, you know, reason that item exists. There we go. I'll admit, it's taken a little bit longer than I would have expected. That should probably do it right there. If the flies ever catch up to you, you're going to be in trouble, buddy. There, we summoned some flies that time. It's not the fastest run I've ever done here on Boss Rush, but it's pretty good. And I think it's one of those runs where we're going to be a lot better against individual enemies than we are against the bosses themselves, because for real, we're going to, like, kill, maybe not every enemy, but a lot of enemies are going to die basically instantaneously when we walk into a room. Might even give us the momentum that we need to generate a fly army that can, you know, do the kind of things that we'd like to see, like kill Mom in one hit. Mom's heart, I should say. Yeah, this is a little bit more, you know, we got to be a little careful with what's going on here. This is an annoying wave. This is definitely like top 5 most annoying waves. Are you kidding me? How are you guys so balanced in terms of HP right now? Very poor damage on my part. I'm not really afraid of our HP as is right now. That's what I mean when I say that I would rather, sometimes rather not have Punching Bag. Just because it led to a situation there where we could have killed Pin easily, but instead it keeps jumping over here trying to attack Punching Bag. Oh well. What's done is done there. Getting into like the second half of it here. Still generating flies at a medium pace. Float next. Yeah, okay, actually, we're not in the well, we are in the second half, but it's not just the second half. We're at, like, the end, basically. Now we have the horsemen coming up, and those are going to be relatively easy, I think. Man, every fly that lands, you watch the health bar, it does a crazy amount of damage. I can't fly. I was trying to get over the top of those rocks. Alright, we need the flies to help me out here. Make this as fast as is humanly possible. That should do it right there. Oh, come on. Thought I'd peek out from behind that rock and make it happen. Didn't work out. Alright, famine should be super simple. Another thing that would be amazing for us, this is an obvious one because it's always amazing, but so is every item that I ask for. Extremely dumb as well. Infestation 2 would be incredible. One hit an enemy with the fly, turn that fly and the enemy into a spider. I like it, I love it, I want some more of it. So I didn't realize this, but apparently this is inspired by the fact that I just quoted a Tim McGraw lyric. I didn't know Mick or Mac means son of in a lot of like cultures. Does that mean Tim is the son of fucking Graw? Because that is a dope ass like death metal name if I've ever heard one. Tim McGraw is not, but fucking Graw McTavish is that's a hell of a carpenter in the Faroe Islands. Okay, so we're done now. We got Spelunker's Hat for 8 Spirit Hearts. It's not a great deal, but it could be worse, and we can actually pick that one up as we go about our merry way now. Only about 26-16 into the run here. Nothing to complain about. And in fact, optimism should be at like an all-time high. We are almost guaranteed to get a deal with the devil on this floor. Assuming we don't take red heart damage, it should be very, very likely. Couple of bombs, couple of pills. Well, we have PhDs, so I'm not going to sweat that. We also have telepills. You know what? I think I might just telepills the fudge out of here. Although we're so close to the end now, it almost doesn't seem worth it. We'll telepills after, and hopefully not get swept into an I am error room. I mean, it's good practice to do it later, but we'll do it right away because we can. And because I'm lazy about it, we can teleport out of a cursed room instead and save some HP, but, you know, we can teleport into a cursed room and become Guppy immediately as well, so, you know, no skin off my scrot, I guess. I forgot we have the wafer, so we're not even taking double damage at this point. This is over now. The, Guppy Dream is basically set in stone here, I'd say. We're gonna be generating so many flies, and they're gonna do double damage. That's really, really strong. And our damage is already great. And we generate 3 flies per room regardless. So it's just disgusting, really, the amount of fly-based damage we're going to be able to output right now. We should be like a Spider-Man supervillain, get our own reboot movie. Not an XL floor, not an XL floor. So we still do have a deal with the Devil Shot as well, which is incredible for us. And that Emperor card ain't nothing to fuck with either. Not a good way to use the Sun card, but I'd still do it regardless, because I'm lazy and I want to take the Emperor card with us without fucking over our momentum. Considering that normally I'd be like, well, we're probably going to die a couple times, but with 9 lives we can come out of it easy enough. But really what's going on here is that because we have the wafer, I'm like, the odds of us actually dying are not good. And if we do die, we're going to come back, and we're actually going to be able to take 2 hits with 1 period of invincibility right off the bat. So, 1 HP is more than enough to... I'll go back for that. 1 HP is more than enough for us to basically ball out of control here and not run into many problems at all. Maybe not any problems, but definitely many problems. What do we got here? Daddy Longlegs didn't even have a chance. We still got a huge fly army. Tears up, shot speed down. I don't like low shot speed, but... I am a big fan of what we got going on here. You know what? I'll take the nail as well. Not only for the Spirit Hearts, but also for putting us in Spirit Heart invincibility, or permanent Polaroid invincibility phase, and also for the damage bonus that we'll get occasionally, and also with the 9-volt it'll recharge like a little faster. Not much faster, but a little faster. I think this is well worth it. The invincibility is going to be huge. The longer period we have of invincibility, like, we can generate so many flies that do so much damage with this period that it's just ridiculous. I don't know why I couldn't push that. There we go. This is a very heavy bomb. That is gonna be that. You know what? Here's how... I already took damage. Why don't we just leave? I was gonna say here's how brazen I'm gonna be with this new run, but really I just took damage on the way out, or well, to the spider on the way in there, so what do I care? We're just gonna make our way through here. I am still casually looking for tinted rocks, which is how I found that one. More spirit hearts never hurt. Nothing there, and absolutely nothing there. As soon as I get the Emperor card, I'm like immediately tempted to use it, but it's not the right play here. We'll use it on the Cathedral instead. Life will be good. Apparently, someone told me, now I don't know if this is true, but somebody told me that the Rusted Key is more likely to give you chests and golden chests, which makes it a top tier trinket for the chest. Please verify that. Fact check that, instead of just assuming that I'm... you know, what I'm saying is gospel, because it was just from a Twitter user, it wasn't from Ed or Tyrone. Now that doesn't, like, just a Twitter user, they might know what they're talking about, but I'm just saying, if that is indeed the case, that's pretty cool. So I waited to use the nail just for the mom fight, because our HP is already so good it doesn't matter. But, let's move on in here. We use our Emperor card right away, and I'm assuming that Isaac's not going to be able to put up much of a fight here. He did live through the first phase, but only briefly. Good night, brief camp. We'll head down to the next floor. Every 5 rooms, we get a spirit heart that takes us 2 hits to lose and gives us an insane amount of invincibility in the process. Like, this is a really bad situation if you're going up against me right now. And then, of course, immediately we get D100. We'll stay as Guppy, though, but we'll lose Hive Mind. But I'm going to do it anyway, because... whatever. We got, like, some... Tech Point 5, Lord of the Flies, Tiny Planet shit going on here. I definitely want to get rid of this run as fast as possible. Got Strange Attractor as well. History's most annoying item. Got some kind of like Cursed Eye Tiny Planet. Oh, we gotta check that out, obviously. Midas Touch as well. I mean, our damage is good. This is still a 1 run with this configuration, but it's not a configuration that I'm thrilled with. I don't know why it seems like you get these with the D100 all the time. You always seem to get, like, weird configurations. I don't think we have Cursed Eye. I think we just have a really low rate of fire. Anyway. You know, these shots... we might even have My Reflection. Like, the shots seem to... or not My Reflection. Homing Tears. Spoonbender. Because it seems like the shots are kind of, like... hitting... like, homing into the enemies, even with Tiny Planet, but I can't tell. I don't know. Maybe we got Godhead. No, that would give us the visual effect, I think. I hope. One more room. We might as well pick up Bob's Curse. We'll get the bombs, and then we'll be able to reroll Bob's Curse into another item that maybe is going to be amazing, but it might also just be meaningless, but it might be amazing also. Alright, we actually rerolled that into a golden chest, which is great. We've still got... no, we don't have Strange Attractor anymore. That was just a vestige. We got Halo, obviously. We have incredibly small tiers that actually seem pretty potent. Obviously, we have Triple Shot as well. Looks like Gimpy probably, but that might be Fanny Pack. For our purposes, it doesn't really matter all that much. This is kind of like, it's a casual run, and it's still pretty good. I don't know if we're going to be able to reroll into something that's just really bad. This might be the run that we have to win with, because it looks like we're coming close to the end here. Lots of bags, I guess, working for us here as well. Obviously not nearly as good as the run that we were originally coming from, but there's nothing wrong with that necessarily. You know, we're still cutting through enemies pretty easily here. Let's go finish the job. What I want to do is put Samson's Chain, like, inside of Blue Baby so that it never stops doing damage. Like, that plus Gemini could be really good. It's hard to set it up here, though. Gotta take a lot of damage in the process. Yo, okay, this is, like, a little too hurtful now. Let's stand back a little bit. The last thing I want to do is die on this run and lose a totally fucking 1 run. Because I'm an idiot. Thank you, what I'm assuming now is Fanny Pack for that half-heart payout, which should salvage this run if it was going to hell in a handbasket. What did I get hit by? Probably one of the enormous amount of white shots in the air there, huh? Good point. Do we have Infestation 2? We got, like, a lot of spiders. Maybe our damage just sucks, but it's buoyed by the fact that we have so many spiders working out for us here. Weird run, good run. We finished it off. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time.